Walmart, Target, and Home Depot just recently announced their third quarter earnings, and each company had drastically different things to say about their business and how the American consumer is doing overall. Many people look to Walmart as a read on the American consumer, and it's for good reason. For one, they're massive, and they sell everything from necessities to higher margin discretionary goods. But they're also the largest grocery store in the country. So over the last few years, it's even pulled in more higher income shoppers, which means Walmart now touches every corner of the American consumer base, lower, middle, and higher income.
What's your shopping strategy?
Right here. I got a little list I think I had right here. I had a little list.
Oh.
And don't overspend. See a little list. This way it's not a big list. So you save on money that way.
Today, the retail giant delivered stronger than expected earnings with a 29% rise in the most recent quarter, attracting price-conscious consumers from all income levels. How much does the economy factor into your shopping decisions?
A lot.
Now, Walmart's recent earnings were solid, but I'm going to come back to them last because I think the bigger picture will make more sense after you hear how these other retailers are doing. Target is in trouble, and it may have just hit rock bottom. Their stock is down over 35% year to date, and over the last 5 years, it's down about 50%. Their struggles aren't new by any means, but in my eyes, they did say a lot about what is going on with the consumer right now. The company's sales have stagnated over the last 4 years, and they recently announced they were cutting 1,800 corporate roles, which is roughly 8% of their workforce. To quote this article from CNN Business, they said, Target has proven over and over that it is poorly positioned to succeed in this uneven economy, selling the wrong mix of items from an increasingly frugal customer. Target specializes in cheap, chic clothing and home decorations, but fewer customers believe they can find the best prices and deals there.
Julie, the latest earnings report from Target shows overall sales were down 1.5%. They saw a slight increase in sales online, but their in-store sales were down 2.7%. The number of shoppers in their stores went down about 2.2%, and those shoppers are spending about 0.5% less. That's why today Target leaders announced a new strategy to bring more shoppers back into their stores. Target's new strategy includes spending $5 billion next year to renovate stores to make them more attractive. The company will also add about 20,000 new products over the holiday shopping season. They're also slashing prices on more than 3,000 items because the company understands family budgets are tight.
Target has also faced backlash that resulted in a boycott over the last year for its reversal on some of their diversity initiatives.
A boycott led by our next guest slowed store traffic nationwide and is among the factors that pushed longtime CEO Brian Cornell to step down after 11 years. Now, Target is scrambling to reset its image and strategy.
Now, I think it's clear Target has made several blunders over the years. But the fact is, their competition has just handled this economy much better than them. Target isn't known for value, and you can easily find the stuff they offer somewhere else, whether that's Walmart, TJ Maxx, or even online with Amazon. And if you're getting groceries at Target, well, I'd love to hear why in the comments because, once again, in my eyes, they don't offer any value or unique offerings there either. Now, Home Depot's earnings were also not great, but for some very different reasons. As a company, they're doing much better than Target, but they did cut their full-year profit outlook, and they missed Wall Street's expectations for the third straight quarter. They basically admitted the home improvement boom is over, and they saw slower, cautious consumer spending during a time of year with lower than usual storm activity. See, Home Depot and Lowe's tend to profit quite heavily off natural disasters because folks go there to repair their homes if and when they get destroyed. Lowe's reported a similar quarter as well. They beat on their quarterly sales, but they lowered their full-year profit outlook due to economic uncertainty and a more cautious consumer. Now, the bigger reason why the home improvement boom is over is because the housing market is reaching a breaking point. Of course, different areas in the country are doing better than others, but broadly speaking, mortgage rates and home prices are still shockingly high. So when nobody's moving and the economy is slowing down, more people are obviously holding off on big renovation projects. Home Depot's CFO said that customers have been in a deferral mindset since 2023, as consumers have been waiting to see if mortgage rates decline. He said that, quote, "At this point, it's hard to identify near-term catalysts that would lead to acceleration. In other words, he doesn't see much hope in today's economy. This makes sense though, when borrowing is expensive and your home value isn't shooting up every year like it did in 2020 to 2022. You're not about to drop $15,000 on a new kitchen. You're just likely to wait it out. Not to mention, if you own a home today, you're already part of a more affluent demographic. But Home Depot's entire business model relies on consumer confidence, and right now it's clear that that confidence just isn't there. So while Home Depot and Lowe's basically told us the consumer is pulling back on anything big or optional, Walmart, on the other hand, saw the exact opposite kind of quarter. They raked in almost $180 billion in revenue, and they raised their sales and earnings outlook. They posted solid revenue growth, which a lot of that was driven by double-digit e-commerce gains and more higher-income shoppers choosing Walmart over anyone else. Their CFO put it like this: consumers are looking to do business with those companies that are providing value, that are delivering the convenience that they've come to know and expect. He also said that some of those shoppers have come to Walmart for speed, as Walmart can now deliver to 95% of US households from their stores in just under 3 hours. And that customers now expedite about a third of their online orders from stores to arrive in 1 or 3 hour timeframes. That's pretty shocking to me. But here's the thing, just because Walmart's doing well doesn't mean the consumer's doing well. If anything, it shows that people are being more careful with their money. Walmart has such a massive footprint now that when budgets tighten or people trade down, they're going to be the first place consumers go, which naturally is going to make Walmart's numbers look strong. So yeah, the results are impressive if you're an investor in Walmart, but the forces that are driving that growth are the same forces dragging down Target, Home Depot, and Lowe's. Walmart isn't contradicting the other retailers, I think it's just confirming what they're all saying. And heading into 2026, that split is probably going to get wider. If interest rates and inflation continue to stay high, then housing will definitely continue to stay frozen. And in that case, Walmart will keep winning by default. Target's going to have to figure out an identity that actually resonates with today's shopper, because whatever they've been doing clearly isn't landing. And the home improvement chains are basically stuck until the housing market loosens up. So when Wall Street pundits claim that the consumer's doing fine because look, they're still spending, I think they're missing the forest for the trees here. People aren't spending confidently, they're spending strategically. They're shifting toward Walmart, TJ Maxx, or other discount chains because they're cheaper and everywhere. That's not the same thing as a strong economy. But unfortunately, it's not just retailers that are struggling here. Fast casual food chains are already experiencing a recession. People are clearly tapping out from the $15 slot bowls, which I covered that story in this video here. So please go ahead and check it out next. Thanks for watching.